Shamima Begum's husband now wants to go back to the Netherlands. What's up, guys? This is GN Guy. If you like my content, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe. So, Shamima Begum's husband, who's a Netherlander, a Dutch person, now seeing that his wife is no longer welcome in the UK, wants to return to the Netherlands. Britain wants to cancel her passport. Her ISIS husband thinks they can live in the Netherlands. Let's see. Yago Riedijk, the Dutch husband of Shamima Begum, says that two should be able to return with their child to the Netherlands. Riedijk and Begum got married in 2015. When she was 15, days after she arrived in ISIS-controlled territory in Syria. Begum, a British national, and Riedijk, 23 at that time, had joined the Islamic State, which is known as ISIS in 2014. Now, with the militant group's self-proclaimed caliphate crumbling, and two out of the children are dead, the 19-year-old Begum says she wants to return to Britain. And the Britain Home Secretary, Sajid Javid, said last month he would move to strip her of her British citizenship. Now, the legality of that is up to the courts. I'm not a huge proponent of executive privileges. No. Although he later said that he would not render any individual stateless, Begum, who fled the UK to become the ISIS bride, in an interview told the BBC, sat down and seemed in a good state of mind. It was her own choice, and she asked to look for a partner for her. So these people, Begum and Riedijk, they came during a very ascended time during ISIS. They're very well known at that time for cutting off the heads, beheading people. They were known. They said that it was definitely brutal. They plastered their image, like ISIS is synonymous with beheadings and crucifixions and this horrible and genocide during that time. And this is what attracted these people. Yeah, sure. We're saying we're making a caliphate, but that's definitely a part of it. But they wanted to live in a place where they kill non-Muslims. They would behead them, and even Muslims that did not practice Islam the same way they did. This is something that they wanted to do, and a lot of ISIS brides are not even regretful of joining ISIS. The news reporters, when they went to the camp within a camp to house ISIS people, they were just berating and talking shit to these reporters. Like, are you kidding me? Like you're at the mercy of these people, but you still want to insult them. Then I was invited to she was very young, and had been better for her to wait a bit, and she did. He chose to marry her. He chose to marry me, and I chose to marry her. British minstrel decried the matter of citizenship expanded in 2014, which the government can revoke a person's citizenship if they reasonably believe the person has become a national of another country. So are they recognizing ISIS in the ISIS territory? Riedijk said he wanted to bring his wife and child to the Netherlands so they could lead a moderate Muslim life. Now you want to work. Now you want to be a moderate. Before you wanted to be an extremist. Now when you're desperate, you want to come back to the West and probably probably wait a couple years and just redo the caliphate again. But while Riedijk may see Begum as having gotten married on her own accord, the Netherlands did not recognize their union because she was under the age at the time. Dutch authorities said the spouse or partner of a Dutch national would need a valid passport to travel document to residence permit in the Netherlands. So, regardless of if they accept it or not, there's going to be at least a couple months, if not a bunch of years, for them to. If they accept them, it's going to take some time for them to come. And if the Netherlands do end up bringing these God-forsaken people back to the Netherlands, I think you should put these people in prison, cut them off from the rest of society, and not just a regular prison. There's a prison specifically for these people. Cut them off for the rest of society. Evaluate them. But don't treat them inhumanely. Evaluate them. See if they are still a threat. She did, after all, run away and marry an Islamic State fighter. The Justice Ministry recently said that the Islamic State affiliated women and children posed long-term potential threat even though they were not trained or did not take part in hostilities. In an interview, Riedijk said he did not understand that she would, in any form, be in danger. She said that she sat in the house for 3 years. Riedijk faces 6 years in prison for returning to the Netherlands. It's a Kurdish detention center. Kurds don't have infinite funds. They do not have the funds like we do. Begum was in Al-Hol refugee camp in Syria, but is now reported to be elsewhere because she was threatened. But some British does not think Begum should go to the Netherlands, even if she could. Why should the Netherlands take responsibility for this? Shamima was born in the UK and radicalized in the UK. Tweeted David Lammy, a member of the Parliament for the British Labour Party, at once, and happens next should be decided by the British courts and security services. Well, Labour wants to bring her home. That's like the left-wing party of the UK. But, I don't think Donald Trump is right to have these countries, like, he stepped on a landmine with that statement. These countries should not be forced to take back these people. But I don't think these people should be allowed to stay in their former territories. They're going to fester and foster the same mentality again, and they're going to do the same thing. They're going to try to kill these Kurds, all these other people. They're going to keep doing that. Their ideas should be extinguished and mocked and ridiculed. You can't really, if you try to stop people from saying certain things, it's just gonna make them say those things even harder because it's gonna seem scarce. That idea is gonna seem scarce, and they're going to try to do it more. And I think that Shamima Begum, she needs to suffer the consequences of her actions. You cannot let these people go free. Two of her children died because of the choice she made. And I don't care about the third child. I really do not care. It sucks. I don't want to go in and attack that child, but that child is not our responsibility as the West. We should not be responsible for this girl's actions. She needs to learn to take personal responsibility for her actions. And these fighters, I don't know. We need to evaluate them. If they're actually a threat, if they committed war crimes, and much more likely a lot of people do, there should be a prison in another country. The United States and other people in the coalition of the willing should fund that. And the Kurds and the Syrians, the people who fought these monsters, should be the jailers. I do not see this as necessary for American boots to be in the ground jailing these people. This is something that we need to handle instead of handing it off to the next person, handing off to the Kurds or the Syrians. We should be taking these people and doing something for them. We should be evaluating them and putting them in prison for life. The people are traitors. They deserve a traitor's fate. So guys, thanks a lot for listening. If you like my content, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe.